Hey everyone, welcome back to Keeping It Nerdy. Thank you so much for joining us again. On this episode, we are going to talk about how to plan your Disney trip. Now, before I go through everything on how to plan it, let's talk about the fact that there's 3 different types of planners. The first one are the people who like to wing it. Those are the ones that book the flight, book the hotel, and don't care about anything else. Totally okay. If you like doing that, do it. It's really fun to do at Disneyland, and it's perfectly fine to do that, especially if you're living over there or living near there and it's only maybe an hour drive or 2-hour drive to get to your hotel. Completely okay. And then there's the mediocre planners. Mediocre planners will book the flight, book the hotel, book some reservations to restaurants they would like, and make sure to book their fast passes. But that's all. After that, totally winging it. They don't want paperwork. They don't want all that fun, crazy stuff to carry around. And they mostly use their phone, which has the Disney World or Disneyland app on it that they can go through all the stuff. That's for anybody, though. Even the wing-its will have that. It's really fun and easy to use, too. And then there's people like me, the overplanners. The overplanners are the ones that plan everything and pretty much everything in detail. So we not only plan our flights, our hotels, reservations for restaurants, and our fast passes, but we schedule out and spreadsheet out what days we're going to the park, where we're going to be at what times, and what times we're going to wake up in the morning. That is me. That is how I like to run, and you don't have to run like that, but this system is basically a way to say, hey, there is a way to plan a Disney trip. And you can stop at any point, or you can keep going like me and get really in depth. But there are some important pieces of planning a trip that I think would help you in the long run in order to figure out which hotel you want to stay at, which park you want to go to, and so on and so forth. So that's what this video will basically be about. So the first thing you'll want to do when you plan your trip is to pick which park you want to go to. There are 6 different Disney parks. 2 of them are here in America, and 4 of them are across the seas. The 2 here in America, of course, are Disneyland in Anaheim, California, and Walt Disney World in Florida. Walt Disney World is huge. There's 4 parks in it. So there's Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom. So from there is the 4 that are across the ocean. There's Shanghai Disney Resort, Hong Kong Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, which would be a dream come true to visit that place, and Tokyo Disney Resort. Now, I'd like to visit Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Tokyo as well, but Paris, France, I don't know. I don't know what it's been, but ever since I was a kid, that's been my dream to go to Paris, France. And then there's a Disneyland park. Hello, that's like, I have to go, you know? It'll be a long time before I get there, but one of these days I will. Then there are other things you can do besides Disney parks. Now they have the Disney cruise, which is amazing, and I have yet to go on a Disney cruise. My husband and I, we were going to do one for this anniversary, but we decided to wait upon it and do it probably on our 15th anniversary. I think that'll be even better. Because we could also take our kid for the 15th anniversary one, and she would enjoy the cruise. But for this one, Disney World's perfect. And then there's Aulani. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. That one's in Hawaii. It's just a resort and spa. So hotel kind of thing with lots of things to do there as well. And Hawaii in general has tons of stuff to do. And then there's a thing called Adventures by Disney. Pretty sure you can do this with a Disney travel agent, but they can plan out different adventures that aren't really specifically Disney related. So there you have it. But from here on out, we're going to talk about Walt Disney World and Disneyland, particularly when you're planning, because that's kind of the typical normal routine. If you're going to plan a Disney trip, you're going to one of those 2 parks. So the next thing you'll want to think about is what year and times of days that you want to go. This can be a little bit challenging because sometimes you can't predict weather. You can't predict how many people are going to be in the parks or anything like that. But you can give yourself a good idea of what the weather's going to be like, how many people are there, and the cost depending on times of year. That's the 3 things to think of. And of course, how many days you want to go. I won't go into specifics, particularly in this area, because there's a lot of different statistics out there. And I mean, I could do my research, and I've done my research a lot for just my trip. But if you want to do your research, there is a website that you can go to. It's called undiscoveredtourist.com. I will leave the link below in the description. And they have an article on the best times to visit Disneyland or Disney World. And they have all the specifics there. I do have to say, when it comes to holidays, those are the ones that are usually jam-packed with people, especially locals, because school's out. And a lot of the most popular holidays are like July 4th, which I will never go on again. I don't want to do it again. Halloween, on the day, and I'm talking about like the days of Halloween. Sometimes the weeks before are pretty busy too, but the days of Halloween or the days of the holidays are the busiest. Christmas and New Year's. I'm not so sure about Easter. I've never really checked out Easter much, but that's because school is usually not out for Easter. I know that Thanksgiving is pretty busy as well. However, what you could do if you want to experience some of the holiday stuff, like you want to experience the Christmas stuff, you want to experience the Halloween stuff, which I love the Halloween portion of Disney. It's kind of a favorite of mine, is kind of go in the earlier months. So go in at the beginning of October, where school is still in session and you don't have a ton of people going, and go during the weeks. Monday through Friday are usually the least busiest times. So plan for most of the times when kids are not in school. Plan for the times when kids are in school. So that way you don't have as busy of a time in the park. And then cost kind of changes. So that's something that the spreadsheet that I will be talking about will actually help you out with. So again, this next part will be about determining cost, and it's basically trying to figure out which hotel you're going to go to and which park you're going to go to based on how much it's going to cost you. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, everything is so expensive there. I can't get anything cheap enough to go. Trust me, I understand. I mean, we've been many times, but we are not at all like rich. Okay. We can't always afford to go. Like, we wanted to go last year. We weren't able to go last year. We wanted to go before my daughter was born, and we couldn't go then. So there's a lot of limitations we have had, and we understand. So one of the things that you can do is you can create your own Disney comparison chart. Now, this will basically be a cost comparison between parks and hotels. I already have 2 examples up for you. So I basically put in the Walt Disney World Resort as our park, some dates that we were thinking of, which hotel we were thinking of, whether it included our flight, our rental car, a dining plan, or any extras. The stands for Memory Maker, which is a really awesome thing for any Disney World trip or Disneyland trip too, but they call it something else. I think it's the Photo Pass CD. At least it used to be CD. I think it might have changed, but it was CD back during our honeymoon. And then your cost of what that entire package is. Now, you would figure these packages out on the Disney World and Disneyland website. I'm not going to go through that. I had tried, and it takes a long time. So if you guys would like me to do a video of me going through and actually booking like a couple fake vacations so you can see how it works, please let me know in the comments, and I will make a video of that. But I'm not going to do one unless that is something you guys would like to see. But for now, I just wanted to basically come up with a couple little ideas of some hotels that gives you examples of as to how this comparison chart would work. I picked another Disney World hotel. I changed some dates, picked a different hotel, and then said, no, we won't include the flight or the rental car, but we will include a dining plan and include the memory maker. And then the cost was dramatically changed. So the cost will dramatically change between dates, which hotel you choose, whether you include your flight or your rental car, and dining plan or extras. So your hotel will actually, your package will include how many park tickets you have or how many days in the park you have. So you can put how many days in the park you have, like after this one, for instance. I think this one I did a 5-day park hopper ticket. So you can type that in or write it in. And then that way you know how many days in the park you would have if it had a park hopper option and whatnot. And from there you would choose which hotel and which park you wanted to stay at, or which one you wanted to go to based on cost. Because if cost is really your issue, this is probably going to be your best way to figure it out. From there, we have the agency comparison chart. So after you have picked your hotel and the park you're going to, then you would want to try out my agency comparison chart. Now, some people go through agencies and others don't. I don't always go through travel agents. I actually don't think I've tried a travel agent, but I have booked a vacation on basically a travel website. It was for Costco. We did it 2 years ago when we went to Disney World with the kids and my mom, and it helped out a lot. But again, I like to plan my own vacations because I would love to be a travel agent. So one of those things that I figured on doing, I was like, well, I'm just going to plan my own anyways. And I like to plan. So that's what I'm doing. But there's other ways you can do it. You can go through a bunch of travel agents if you want to figure out what would give you the best cost. I don't know if cost differences between travel agencies or not. Some might be able to give you discounts that maybe Disney doesn't give you. I don't know. I actually haven't checked those. However, I do want to give you options as to what you could possibly do. So you can use Disney World and Disneyland's websites as a base. So you're, kind of figuring out your own vacations. I would say not book anything yet, but just figure out what the cost would possibly be. And since you had picked your hotel and your park already, then from there you just need to know what your hotel is and your park and your dates and what all of is included, and then change your agency. So there is 7 different ways you can book your Disney vacation. There's actually a lot more ways than this, but these are kind of the top 7 that I would say would probably be the best. Disney World or Disneyland website, of course. Costco, if you're a Costco member. I think Costco's only on the West Coast, but I'm not positive. I know Sam's Club is on the East Coast mostly. So if you have a Sam's Club and they have like a Sam's Club travel, maybe try them. I don't know. I just know Costco has a Costco travel site that they particularly do. They do mostly things or properties that are off site, like off Disney Resort property. But they also have a couple that are on Disney Resort property, which is mostly the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Hotel. And those ones are good too, but they don't give as many perks as, like, for instance, Art of Animation or Polynesian, Contemporary, places like that at Disney World. There's also MickeyTravels.com. They only book Disney vacations. So if you want just Disney vacations, they're a good place to go. MouseSavers.com. and MagicGuides.com and DreamsUnlimited.com. Those are some ones that I think they do other vacations as well, but they do specialize in Disney. And then SmallWorldVacations.com. They are an authorized Disney vacation dealer. Now, I don't know if they have any different prices than Disney World would, or the Disney World websites would. So I would suggest checking with them and just seeing it out. But this, again, it's a comparison chart. It's just like the other one, and all you have to do is type in the agency, the hotel, the dates you're going, what is included in your hotel package. So for instance, like I have down here in the keys, I have F equals flight, You have the park day tickets, magic bands, extra magic hours, and fast passes are already included in a resort stay. But if not, and you're going to stay off property, then you can click on magic bands because you've ordered magic bands, or fast pass. You do get fast passes 30 days in advance if you're staying off property, but not the 60 days in advance. You pick out if complimentary transport is included, or if you're renting a car. If you're renting a car, put RC for renting a car, right? Or adding a magic memory. And then you put your price down. And then that way you can determine by cost what travel agent is the best to go to. I guess it's a lot like if you're trying to find the best cost of a TV or the best cost of a car, you would go to many different places. I'm just doing it in chart form because then I get to see it. Both of these charts I will have linked in the description below as a PDF, so you can print it off. If you would like the Excel version, let me know. Email me, message me on the channel. I will definitely get a Excel spreadsheet link to you. But PDF is great. You can print it off. You can print off as many copies as you want to, and you can write your stuff in. I actually prefer handwriting, but this year I was like, I'm going to type everything in. So here comes the fun part. This is when you get to book your vacation. After you've chosen your travel agent, you've chosen your hotel and your park, and you know what your cost is, you book your vacation. And from then, if you have booked it 180 days in advance or even farther, at 180 days before your vacation, you'll be able to book your reservations for dining. Now, I would do that very soon. As soon as you can, do it. Disneyland does not have a whole lot of restaurants to do table service dining with or do reservations for. There is quite a few, but I wouldn't say there's anything like Walt Disney World does. Downtown Disney, on the other hand, in Anaheim, California, has quite a few that you can do reservations for. So make sure to make those in the 180 days advance, because sometimes they might go away fast. For instance, Walt Disney World California Grill goes really fast. The California Grill is the Contemporary Resorts restaurant. And that restaurant, you can actually see the Magic Kingdom fireworks from if you're eating there at around that time. You can also eat there in the afternoon, and they'll give you the receipt and I think a pass or something, and you can come back during the time of the fireworks and go stand out on the balcony and watch the fireworks from there. That's really cool looking. And I'm so excited because just today we were able to get our reservations. Now, I said they sell out. They book out really fast, and it's true. They do. So when we first started our vacation planning, we weren't planning on going to the California Grill at all. However, the more and more I decided to look at different restaurants and stuff like that, I was like, oh, I really want to eat at the California Grill. But at the time, we didn't have a dining plan, and so we would have had to pay out of pocket, and it's a pretty spendy restaurant. And I was like, we're not going to be able to afford it. Let's just not do it this year. Well, then with all of the thought processes that went into scheduling and all the things we wanted to do, and since it was just the two of us, we figured, why not get a deluxe dining plan? Now, the deluxe dining plan has 3 meal credits and 2 snacks or beverages per night per person. So if you have 2 people in your party, that would equal 6 meals and 4 snacks or beverages per day. That's a lot of food. And my husband and I are not, my husband may eat a little bit more than I do, but I do not eat a whole lot, and we could still end up sharing some and still have a whole lot of dining plan credits left. But since we had some friends of ours that we were meeting down there, and for 4 days we were going to be in the parks together, I figured, why not give them a treat, and they'll be able to help us use those dining plan credits. That's kind of the cool thing about it, is when you have them and they're in the park with you and you guys are eating together, you can share your dining plan credits. And that is fun. I'm so excited because we get to do some of the restaurants that I never got a chance to do. And that's like the Hollywood Brown Derby down in Hollywood Studios. We're getting to eat at the steakhouse in the Canadian Pavilion. I'm not going to say the name of it because I always screw it up. But it's the steakhouse and it's really expensive. And so we get to actually finally eat there for the first time. The Garden Grill over at the Land Pavilion, my husband and I are going to eat at I think the 6th. And it's one of those restaurants that's character dining, but Chip and Dale usually come out most of the time. I love Chip and Dale. So I'm like, yes, we have to eat there. And it's a breakfast thing, which I don't usually like the buffet breakfasts, but I've heard this one's actually pretty good. But it's called the Garden Grill, and it's actually... the restaurant turns around in a circle. It's really kind of interesting. I was really saddened because Space 220 had said they weren't going to be opening up till March 30th. However, there's other rumors that it's still going to be opening at the end of February. I don't know. I'm just waiting for reservations to open. If they open for the time that we're going to be there, I'll be getting them. But if not, oh well, we'll just have to go back. But anyways, yeah, book your dining reservations up to 180 days in advance. It's very important. However, if there is a restaurant that you want to eat at and the reservation is taken fast, like Be Our Guest restaurant, that one goes pretty fast for the dinner reservations. Go on to mousedining.com. I'll put the link in the description below as well. And you can go in there, make an account, and you can make 6 dining alerts for whichever restaurant you want. Now, for instance, I did this for the California Grill because we weren't going to be able to eat there before, and there wasn't going to be any reservations by the time I booked it because I tried to book one when we got the dining plan and there was nothing available. And so I was like, okay, I went on to mousedining.com. I put in my alert, or I said, hey, I want to make an alert. I put in California Grill at the Contemporary for 2 people at this date at this time, and they will search for an hour before and an hour after that time. So a big time frame, about 3 hours time frame, and they will alert you. When you make that alert, they will alert you by text message and email that a reservation has come available, because many people will cancel reservations. Like they'll make a bunch of reservations and cancel them, and all of a sudden one will open up. Well, one opened up today and I snagged that as fast as I possibly could. And I did. I got it. We're able to eat there on the 28th. I'm so excited. So yeah, that's another way to make dining reservations. If you really want to eat at one and it's taken, try mousedining.com and make your alerts. They might be able to help you out. If not, always have a backup plan and always book another reservation somewhere else. Next thing you can do is start making a spreadsheet of your schedule. Now you can do this closer to the time that you leave, or you can do it ahead of time like I did. I started making this one a long time ago. Kind of about the time when we booked our vacation is when I sort of started making this spreadsheet. But this is just an example of what you could do. You don't have to do anything like this. It's just a little snippet of what I've done. Like I said, I'm an overplanner. So overplanning looks like this. I've put in the times we're waking up, where we're going to go, when our reservations are, our fast passes. I've highlighted, I've color coded. Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely an overplanner. I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with being an overplanner. This does not mean that everything in here is set in stone. However, the fast passes and the dining reservations, along with our show reservations, as you can see right here, this is the droid making one, and this is the lightsaber making reservation. So those are definitely ones we need to make sure we're there for. That's why I've highlighted them, along with the fast passes and the dining reservations. I have character meet and greets highlighted because these are some of the ones that we have yet to meet. Like, we've never met Mickey and Minnie together. We've always met Mickey or we've met Minnie, never together. So at Animal Kingdom, we're going to try to do that. I've never met Anna and Elsa or Snow White, which sad because I would love to meet them. Have not met Ralph and Penelope, and since we are also Disney Visa card members, we get a special area where we can meet Disney characters at. So that's kind of a cool thing to do. And then meeting Aladdin and Jasmine in Magic Kingdom. I have yet to do that either. And I'm like, I need to meet Aladdin and Jasmine. The other one, there was another one. Oh, you can meet a ton of Star Wars characters in Hollywood Studios. I did not put them in here, but I'm hoping we can get to them. There's actually a Disney card member thing, which I think you could either meet Darth Vader or Kylo Ren. I'm not sure which of the two you're able to meet. I know we met Kylo Ren 2 years ago through that, so that was pretty cool. My daughter didn't like that too much. All right, so that's our spreadsheet. You can choose to use that if you want to or not. Again, this is actually just the resort stay of our spreadsheet. I also made a secondary spreadsheet. This was actually all together, but then I split them up because it was too big and wouldn't fit on one piece of paper. But I put like our flight and when we have to arrive at the airport, and then our other 2 hotels we're staying at before we get onto the plane, because we've got one of those flights called the red-eye flight. So we're waking up at 3 a.m. and leaving the hotel at 3:45. I didn't want to have anybody have to drive us to the airport at that time in the morning. So we figured if we stayed near the airport, which we had points for hotels to do so, then all we'd have to do is take the shuttle from there to the airport and we'd be fine. And at that time of the morning, the airport's not all that busy. So it's pretty easy. So there's that spreadsheet. The other spreadsheets that I have that can help you is this Disney World restaurant spreadsheet. Now, this one is all of the restaurants in the Walt Disney World Resort. So that's parks, Disney Springs, and all of the hotels. These are every single restaurant there. And I put it out so that way each spreadsheet or each sheet tab that's here is its own section. So this one's Epcot. We have, scroll up, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. This one is the Walt Disney World Resorts, which is all of the hotels. And then you have Disney Springs, which has a ton of restaurants, if you can't tell, a ton. And only one of them has a mobile order, and that's the deluxe burger. So if you're at Disney Springs and you really want to eat something there, then go use the mobile order for that one. And then there's Magic Kingdom. I kind of got switched around. Magic Kingdom's supposed to be all the way at the front, but oh well. So this, like I said, all of the ones that are highlighted in yellow are all mobile orders. And then there is little Mickey ears. I have a key down here that shows you that 1 Mickey ear means it's character dining offered. 2 Mickey ears means it's signature dining. Now, signature dining is kind of a huge thing because if you have the dining plan, signature dining means it costs 2 meal credits for 1 meal. Yeah, it's a little spendier to use your meal credits for that. But if you have 6 meal credits to share with 2 people and you share 1 meal, guess what? You still got 4 other meals to use that day. So, yeah, that's what my husband and I would do. But there's that one. And then they have the few that are character dining plus signature dining. And character dining plus signature dining is 2 meal credits for 1 meal, but you also get character dining in the process. Cinderella's Royal Table is one of them. Be Our Guest. It's not really character dining, but at dinner time is the signature dining version. So that would cost 2 meal credits for 1 meal. And it's the Beast actually walks through the restaurant and goes to his study, and he stays there, and you can go meet him later. But he doesn't go around table to table, unlike other character dining restaurants. So that's why I didn't put it as a character dining. It's just a signature dining. But for their breakfast and lunch, it is not signature dining and only costs 1 dining meal plan credit. So there you have it. There is a lot of other places that you can go, but yeah, these are all the restaurants. These aren't all dining plan certified though, like dining plan restaurants. I do have a spreadsheet for that. These sheets will be on PDF, so you can print those out. I will link them in the description below, along with the one that I made that's strictly Disney dining plan. So all of these ones in these sheets are all dining plan accepted. So you can get anything there that's dining plan accepted. Now you can always, when you're there, also you look through the menu and they'll have like a little icon that shows you that it's Disney dining plan approved. So yeah, those are two other spreadsheets I decided to make. Those were kind of like last minute ones, but I think they're helpful. I'm pretty excited to continue using those. There you have it. Those are the spreadsheets you can use. We're going to continue on and let's talk about the perks of staying on property. There are some perks at staying at a Disney World resort versus staying off property. Now, you can stay off property. That's not a big deal. You might have to rent a car to get to the Disney parks, which we did 2 years ago, but you won't get the benefits that come with staying on property. I used to never want to stay on property because it was like, it's so expensive. I'm never going to be able to afford it. We just can't do it. But after our trip 2 years ago, I figured, I think from now on, we're going to stay on property because it was really sad. We didn't get extra magic hours and we didn't get our fast passes 60 days in advance. So we didn't get a choice to make our fast passes for Snow White's or for the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We had to stand in a line for 90 minutes with a little one. Not easy to do. It was really awful that day too. There were so many long lines and I really wished we would have stayed on property so we could have had those. But the next time we go, we're definitely going to do that. So yeah, perks staying on property. You get extra magic hours. That means either 1 hour in the park before they open or 2 hours in the park after they open. And it really depends on their schedule and what they've laid out in their schedule. You'll find those on their website. And then you get to book your fast passes 60 days in advance. And when you're on property, you just get a little bit of extra magic. A little bit of that extra Disney magic, I should say. And there's lots and lots of different things to do at the resorts. So, make some time for your vacation if you're staying at the Walt Disney World Resort to spend some time just hanging out at your resort. So after all of your picking out your park, your hotel, and all your flights, and you've booked your vacation, you've booked your dining reservations, you've booked your fast passes, now it's time to sit back and relax and wait till your vacation, right? But what do you do in between the time of getting all of that solved and your actual vacation? Well, if you're like me, you're going to be sitting there staring at YouTube and watching every single Disney YouTube channel you could possibly find. I do have my favorites, however, and I do want you to make sure to watch some of these because if you do watch some of these, you will get a chance to see some pretty awesome stuff and get a lot of secrets. Like one of the secrets I found out, and I think I found this out from the DFB guide, is that you can get a free fast pass to Pirates of the Caribbean if you play the little adventure game they have down there at the Adventureland. We might end up trying that. I've never done it before, and I think it'd be kind of cool to do. Might not do it till our last day there, but that's totally okay. Or we might do it with my friends. Who knows? Like I said, our plan is there, but it can be switched around and moved around if need be. So, some of the people that I would love to suggest for you to watch on YouTube. Now, I'm not getting paid for any of these. Even the people that I talked about for travel agencies or for any of the websites or any of these YouTube channels, I'm not getting paid to say any of this. It's just because it's my own personal opinion and I totally love them and I watch them a lot. So please, please check them out. They are amazing. For Disneyland, there are two specific ones that I love the most, and that is Provost Park Pass. Love those guys. And Fresh Baked. Love them too. They are so much fun. Love watching them. Provost, they are actually on a Disney tour right now. So they're actually in Disney World doing a 2-week tour there and then going to Disneyland's Paris and Shanghai, Tokyo, and Hong Kong. I'm absolutely jealous they get to do that, but I'm excited for them. And they have this little boy named Miles. He's adorable. Oh my goodness. I love watching their videos and Miles just makes everything so funny. It's so cute. Then there are the ones for Disney World. And Disney World has quite a few because Disney World's a big park. There's a lot of information to have there. Allears.net. She's amazing. and you would love to watch her. She's really fun. She's funny. She makes things entertaining, and yeah, she wears Mickey ears all the time. One of my favorite Mickey ears she wears is the ones I have, which is the rose gold Mickey ears. I love those. There's also Mickey Views. He's amazing. Love watching him. He does some great work. Walt Disney World News Today. If you just want the news of what's going on at Walt Disney World, or I think he does Disneyland too, watch them. They're pretty awesome as well. And then there's the Walt Disney World Couple and Mouse Steps, JWL Media. That's their YouTube channel name. So I'll put links below, again, in the descriptions for all of these channels that you can go check out. And then there's a few that kind of handle both parks. So they handle Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And sometimes they touch base on some of the ones overseas. There's DFB Guide. DFB Guide is the Disney Food Blog Guide. If you love food, definitely watch their channel. I love their channel. They talk about so much of the food. Of course, I cannot eat or I cannot watch that channel while I'm hungry, because then I get hungrier and I want to eat. But they have a lot of tips and tricks and stuff, along with they also have a downloadable book that you can get for their stuff. So that's pretty cool. TPM Vids Countdown, they're pretty awesome as well. I love watching their videos, because a lot of times they have the bloopers, like top 10 bloopers or top 10 rides that break down and stuff like that. Just really fun information and secrets and all that. And then one of my favorites that I love watching is DSNY Newscast. This guy is amazing. I believe his name is Jack. His little quip that he does at the beginning and at the end, I love it. It's so much fun. And one of the things he does in his videos is he asks you to find the hidden Mickey that's in his videos. And if you do, and you timestamp it, and then you put an answer to the question he asks you at the end of the video, then you can get a chance to win a DSNY Newscast enamel pin, which is really cool. Yet to do it, yet to get it right. But I do love watching his channel a lot. I've subscribed to it. All of these guys I'm subscribed to. So if you can't find my link, or my link is not working, just be sure to look through who I'm subscribed to, and you'll be able to find them as well. So be sure to watch them. Those are all the things you can do before your vacation. And then after that, you're just on your way. You need to enjoy your vacation and have fun, right? That's the most important thing to do. So I'd have to say thank you so much for joining me. I know that was very long and winded, but I hope this helps you be able to plan your next Disney trip. If you're wanting to plan by yourself, or if you're wanting to call a travel agency. Now, travel agency, they'll be able to help you a lot with all of this and probably more. But for this way, this is basically a good way to plan on your own if you don't want to use a travel agent and you just want to plan it yourself, if you're like me. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. This is probably going to be my last about Disney video that I do for a while, until after we get back from our trip. So the next video, I don't know what it's going to be about yet, but stay tuned, because it'll probably be about something else that's nerdy. Subscribe, like, click the notification bell icon, and please leave me a comment as to what you think is the best way to plan. Is it winging it? Are you a mediocre planner, or are you a over planner like me? I'd love to see some people that are over planners like me, and then I want to feel so left alone. I know a couple, but I'd love to not feel so alone in that. So again, thank you so much for watching. Let's keep it nerdy. And that is the contemporary. Cannot say that word. The California Grill is the contemporary. Why is this word so hard for me?
Take two.